Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can create an R package in just few minutes. So I'm going to be creating a very simple R package, which is a dataset package. This package allows anyone using it to have access to a data which you actually stored inside it. So first of all, before starting, you need to ensure you have a GitHub account. So now this is my GitHub account. We're going to be creating a new repository. So I'm going to be calling that repository sales. So I'm going to be using a particular data, a motorcycle sales data. So I'm going to be calling this repository sales and I'm going to create it. So now I'm going to copy this link to the repository. We're going to be needing it when creating our R project. So now I'm going to come back to R, go to File, create a new project. So I'm going to be creating this project using version control. That is why I say we should copy that particular link at the GitHub repository. So that it's going to clone it into our R project. So why we're doing this is that because we want our users to access this particular package from our GitHub account. So I'm going to paste the repository URL. You can see now that it is saved on my desktop. I'm going to create the project. My sales project is already open. So it is in this project now that we're going to be creating our R package. And you can also see the files that are available currently as of now in this particular project. So now before we continue, there are some libraries which you need to install. So we're going to be installing .packages. So if you don't have these libraries, we have used this. We also have DevTools. And we also have ROxygen 2. So if you don't have these packages, install them please. Then I'm now going to be loading the library. Use this. And library, DevTools, and also the library ROxygen 2. I'm going to run all these packages now. So which means now I can use the functions from these particular packages I have on my PC. So now the first thing when creating a package, we're going to use create package, then get WD. So this is going to create a package for us in our working directory. So it's asking you, should it overwrite the pre-existing file? So should it override this pre-existing R project, and we don't want that, so I'm going to say no way. So as you can see now, this is going to open a new tab for us. So I'm going to close the other one we're actually working with before. I'm going to close it. Don't save, so I'm going to close the other one. So this is the new one that was created for us. So we're going to create a particular folder now using this command, use data raw. So this is going to create a folder for us called data raw. So when I run this now, you can now see that we have a folder that has been created for us called data raw. So it is in this particular folder now that we're going to be loading the data sets that we're going to be using. So this is, as you can see, code to prepare data set. Data set goes here. So now, after reading our data, we have already reading our data, already loaded our data. So we're going to change this data set to our data set name. So we're going to now run this code. So what we're now going to do now, we're going to read in the data sales. So I'm now going to say read CSV, read.csv. So we're going to load read.csv. So now I'm going to go and get the file path. I'm going to get the file path which is on my drive. So I'm going to click on the file, hold shift, right click, and copy as path. Go back to RStudio, paste this. So I'm going to be changing this backslash to /. So when I load this now, I have sales. So let's have a view of this sales data. I'm going to click on here. So it's going to open it up for me. So you can see it now. So you can see we have some problems from the data. So I'm going to remove these particular columns. So I'm going to be using the select function in the dplyr. So if you don't have it, please install it on your PC. So I'm going to remove it, which is column 9 to 11. So you can see it is going to override the previous variable I created for sales. You can see now that those columns have already been removed. So this is now our data, which is cleaned. So you can see this data consists of date, warehouse, clients type, product line, quantity, unit, price, total, and payments. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to change this data set now to sales, which is the name of our data. Then I'm going to highlight all this and run it. Created a folder for me called data, which you can see. I showed you the code that created data raw. Now this particular code creates data and stores this particular data as an .rda file. So I'm going to load all this into the package by typing in this code DevTools load all. So the sales data has been loaded now to the package. So the next thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to be checking our package for errors, warning, and messages. So that is what we are going to do next to check if we have any error in our package. So I'm going to run DevTools, check documents. So this is going to take a while. So now you can see now that we're having 2 warnings and 0 notes. So that we haven't documented code object sales and also haven't documented data sets now. So this is what it is giving us. So which is what we are going to do next. Now I'm going to run our documentation. So now I'm going to run the code, use this. So this is going to document the data set, use R. Then the name of our data set is sales. So it's going to open a new file for us called sales. This is where I'm going to type in the documentation using R oxygen comments. These are special kind of comments in R. I'm going to be typing them in now. There are special comments which allows us to document our data set. Let's say the title, data of motorcycle sales. So I can see, as you can see, as I'm entering, you can see the kind of special comment is giving me. So I'm going to say motorcycle data, motorcycle sales data containing sales of motorcycle parts in various regions. Then now in this line, I'm going to be saying at format, a table with 1000 rows and 8 variables. Then now we're going to start giving the documentation of these particular columns in the data. So I'm going to say describe. I'm going to have item. So in each particular item goes the name of your column. So let me just run the names here so that we can see the names of the data. Names, sales. So can you see we have dates. So we have dates. Then now I'm going to be writing the kind of column it is. Just say character. So let's check the kind of data type it is. Type of sales, dates. So it is character. I'm going to be using character. I'm now going to say dates and item was purchased. And I also have item. So the next one is going to be warehouse, which is going to be warehouse is in character. Warehouse and item was bought. The next one is going to be client type. The kind of clients, we have only 2 clients, retail and wholesale. So it's going to be character. Type of clients, buying and item. So if you are using another data, please, these are going to be documenting it. So here is going to go your title, then other details. Then you're going to be using this format as format. Please ensure it's like this. Describe. Then under this describe is going to be coming the contents of your columns, or let's say the titles of your columns, which are going to be using item. So the next one is going to be product line. Product line. I'm going to say character. So line a product, let me say, okay, let me just say products line. An item belongs to. Then the next one is going to be quantity. So this is the amount of the quantity of an item. This is actually, okay, this is actually double. So this is quantity of item bought. Quantity of item bought by a client. Then the next is going to be, so the next is going to be unit price. So unit price is also double. Unit price of an item. So unit price of an item. Then also the next is going to be total. So total is also double. So the next is going to be total price. Then also have item, which is the last one, payment method. So this is character. payments method. We also have another line called source. If you have a link where you actually got your data from, then this is what you are going to be using. So you just paste the link here. So though me, I don't have any link, so I'm not going to be pasting any link, but in case you have a link from your data, this is what you are going to be doing. Then finally, I'm going to move this, then you can put the name of your data, which is a sales, what I'm doing. So this is the name of your data. So we are done with our documentation, so that's all. So how do we now document it to our package? Or let's say, how do we put it in our package? Use DevTools document. We're going to run this. So this is going to update it to our package, dated already. So now I can check for the documentation by just running question mark then sales. You can see now data of motorcycle. So you can see our documentation now already there. So this is how documentation is written in R using your R oxygen comments. So it seems I made a mistake here. So item. So I made a mistake here. Then I'm going to run it again. So let me run the documentation again. So it's already updated now. So this is how our documentation looks like. It's very easy. Very easy. So now the next thing now is also to document the package. So we also want to document the package. Anybody that sees the package will actually know that this is what the package is for. So if you have other data sets in your package, you can follow all those procedures we did when creating this particular package, and also the same procedure we did when creating the document. So it's just like a repetition. So for every data set you have, you can follow all the procedures we have already done previously. So now I'm going to be documenting the whole package now. So how do we do that? So now we are going to go to our files and open the description file. This is our file. I'll open this particular description file. This is where we can document the package. So I'm going to be changing this title. I'm going to be saying data package on motorcycles data. So you can see now your name, you can put your name, your last name. So all these are your ORCID ID. So the important thing now that I'm going to be changing here now is just the license. So I'm going to change this license here, all of this license. So I'm going to change this license to MIT plus file license. And I'm also going to go and create a new file, a new text file. I'm going to create a new text file. So I'm going to call it this text file license. So this is the text file here. So the text I'm going to write, this should be written exactly like this: license, then year 2022, then copyright holder. I'll just put my name and just use my name as an example. And so this is it. So please ensure you save your files, this description and license files, ensure you save them. And also one thing I forgot to mention earlier on, that the add oxygen comments we created is saved in the MAN file, the man folder, sorry. You can see it's saved as sales.rd, and you can see there is a warning there that it should only be edited by hand. So which means you can't touch this file. So, which means you can see that this file where we put our comments was what generated this particular file. So now this is for our description. As you have seen, I changed it to MIT plus file license. And this is my license file. So you're going to write it exactly as this. So we can close these files for now. So now I think we're already done documenting our package. So now let's run a check on this particular package to see if we have any warnings or error. Then we can know where we can go and rectify. I'm going to be running DevTools. Check. Documents. So we are good to go. 0 errors, 0 warnings, 0 notes. So now let's add this documentation we did now to the package. I'm going to use this package doc. So this is going to update our package with this. So let's run one more final check. So now we are good to go. We have no errors, we have no warnings, and we have no notes. So now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be building our package now. So how do I build this package? So I'm going to say DevTools, install. This is actually going to build the package for us. So now, after building the package now, the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to push it to GitHub. I'm going to say git add, then git commit, and we can just call it git commit update then git push. You can see now I've already pushed it now to my GitHub repository, so anybody can install it from my GitHub repository, which I'm going to now show it to you now, how someone can now install this particular package. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be closing all these files. I'm also restarting my R session. So I'm going to close this particular project. So you can see now I've already closed this project now. How do I now install this particular package? So first of all, before installing packages that are not on CRAN, like this kind of package I created, which is on my GitHub repository, you need to install the package remote. So after installing the package remote, then you now load it. After loading the library remote, then you can now install a package on someone's GitHub repository by using the command install GitHub. Then first of all, the person's name, or the let's say the account where that particular package is stored, which in this case is my username. So this, you are going to first of all give the username of that particular individual that owns that particular package on the GitHub, the person's username or the GitHub account's username, then the name of the package, which is sales, then you run it. So you can see it is saying downloading GitHub repo Adejimo Ridwan sales at head. You can see the information that it is giving me. So it means it is downloading that particular GitHub repository from my account and it's installing it on your system. So you can now see that this particular package has been installed. So I can now load the library sales. So when I load it, you can now see that this particular package has already been loaded. So now I can call the documentation of the sales package. So you see, this is the dataset documentation, data of motorcycle sales. So that is all for creating a package as simple and as easy as this. So this is one of the simplest packages you can create in R. So this is how you can create a dataset package. If you have packages more than this, you can also follow the same process as I've started in the beginning of the video for each particular dataset that you have. It's just that when you come to the whole dataset, the whole package documentation, I'm going to be doing that one once, but for each package, I'm going to be giving it its own documentation. So just some key notes in this place. First of all, you need to have a GitHub repository. Use that GitHub repository to create a project on R. Then you import your data. You create your package, After creating your package, you import your data. If it needs any cleaning, you perform that. Then after that, then you now create your documentation, create your package documentation, then you build your package and you push it back to your GitHub repository, as easy as that. Thank you.